afternoon. Laura, that was brilliant. Well done. What a hard act to follow. In fact, there's been some fantastic acts to follow today. And I'm going to start with an apology as well, Laura. People are looking at the presentation saying, that's not on the agenda. You're absolutely right. So what happened was, I'm going to come back and talk about sensor technology and adaptive lighting. And you may remember our man from Wales, David Dennis, standing up here last year talking about adaptive lighting on the M4 and the saving they've made. And Richard Webster in Suffolk has made a 46% saving of energy from adaptive lighting. And I'm going to come back and talk about it. The problem is, Adam from Livable Cities, our partner, he couldn't come today. So I've changed at the last minute to something else. So as you know, when one door closes, an opportunity opens elsewhere. So I'm very pleased to be able to come and talk about something we've done in Reading, which may be a small scheme, but it's obviously packed with innovation and collaboration. Did that work? There we go. Right, so what happened? We've got a piece of land very close to the Reading station, just west of the Reading station, within very close walking proximity. Pre-COVID, what did? We wanted to put some more park in the town centre because that cash cow was fantastic. COVID arrived, the whole landscape changed around parking, as you are aware. So what were we looking to do? We got this land, we were going to put some car parking in there. It all died a death. The tender came back way too expensive, COVID turned up, the whole landscape ended. And I parked that contract in the bottom of a drawer and forgot about it. And earlier this year, my director came to me and said, Sam, I've got £250,000. We're closing the Broad Street Mall parking. Can you please build me something here? When I'd finished laughing and I cracked a rib, we had to then decide, well, how are we going to deliver a scheme using a little bit of lateral thinking? How can we try something that's innovative and different? And how can we provide the parking that supplements the loss going forward? And I didn't have a lot of money. So, Stantec. Now, Stantec are my consulting engineers for bridges. They also do some flood work for me, flood defense work, and they also do highways as well as transport. We use them through the Perfect Circle framework. So I spoke to Simon Earl. I said, look, I've got almost no money. What can we do? Now, this is, as you can see by the name of the car park, the Cattle Market car park. It used to be the cattle market for Berkshire, so we got contaminated land. We had lots of warehouses on there with thick concrete-based flooring. All that stuff we could not remove and get it off-site with a little bit of money. So we had to start thinking differently. How can we work on it? So Stantec went away and worked on an alternative design that could be delivered. We also decided, well, we can't go to tender. We're going to use my in-house highway works team, like an old DLO. A little bit bigger than we normally do, but we've got the skills, it's just on a slightly bigger scale. So we don't have to tender, we can get the job done as quick as possible. We've got FM Conway delivering a £4.5 million 2-year program of resurfacing Reading. In fact, next week they finish off. 76 roads are going to be completed in Reading, a major success in Reading. They were working in our borough, and we engaged them of what they could do, not only to lower carbon, but how can they help us bring our prices down so we can deliver a car park that we probably need up to 10 years life out of before it would become a housing development of some sort. We've been working with Solaris Lighting, and Bidhen will be showing you some of the clever stuff we've been doing with them on that, because yes, there's lighting going to have to go in there. We need it to be on through the whole night. It's a public car park, and we want to encourage people to use it, but how can we bring the cost of the energy down, because energy is so expensive? And Bidhen's got a great solution for us to talk about. And we were engaging with Livable Cities, who I'm doing other work with, and with Solaris Lighting, and Livable Cities are partnering up with LED roadway lighting on some clever CCTV and sensor technology. So there was an opportunity for us to work with lots of companies. We also, and I haven't gotten the slide, is M Group, formerly known as Milestone Group, and that's my term lighting contractor, who put in all the kit. And now they're working quite closely with Solaris and M Group have come with all the innovation teams to come down to site, spend time with Solaris to see what are they doing, because hybrid lighting is a pretty good prospect going forward. challenges. I'm not going to read through all of this, but as you can see, we had to deliver at least 80 parking spaces, and we had to think laterally and sideways movement. So what did Stantec think about? Well, we're going to leave the material that's there. It's too contaminated. It's going to be too expensive. We did some trial holes to see what soakage we could get. No, there's no drainage there. The water wasn't getting away. But there is some old drainage which we can get into, some tanks that we can filter the water and clean it before it goes into the watercourse. So we put in a land drain. We then built up above the existing ground level with materials, granular materials. We engaged with FM Conway, and what FM Conway did for us, they brought the milling material, the planed off material from our own roads to site. Now, they worked out a carbon reduction, and they worked on 4 miles to site. To be honest, most of the sites were in 1/2 mile to 1.5 miles, so there was no traveling to bring that material. We had all that material for free as part of our contract, and there was a lot of saving worked on that. The idea was build up something that's sustainable. The parking bays were all done in the milling material, so they could filter down. There's a Taram underneath to catch any oils. Goes into our land drain we installed into the positive system, reduced the cost and time of implementation dramatically. Solaris Lighting, as I said, brought in the innovation for hybrid lighting, etc. So it was a collaborative effort, and I'm conscious of running out of time, but it's something I'm very proud of. So what we've got is a car park that is full of innovation for us. There's a picture of the hybrid lighting. The access roads had to be done in a surface material because it's also got some disabled parking. But all the parking bays are done in the planing material, and that's where the water filters through. As you can see, there was a rainy day when I took a picture. There's no water standing in any of those parking bays. It actually worked really, really well. And there's a great picture of some lighting, which we'll talk about later. I'm not going to read through all of this, but there was a massive saving in carbon, as you can imagine. Bringing the material from Reading, from our own resifting program, within 1 to 2 miles of site. They worked on 4 miles, and over 1,100 tons of material was broken in, and loads of carbon. Plus, FM Conway, because they're doing our surfacing, they surfaced this road for us, and they brought in lots of recycled aggregates into their base courses and sub-bases and surfacing. As you can see, lots of percentage of wraps. And they worked out a total carbon saving at the end of the day. Very proud of it, but also the costs were really, really low, which is what helped. This was delivered by my in-house team, really proud of them. The skill set is developing dramatically going forward. So I'm going to quickly, one more thing, Stantec, I was too late for this. They worked out that if we'd done a comparable scheme using traditional products, it would have been about 125 tons of carbon, CO2e, carbon dioxide equivalents, and we think we finished the whole job for 50. So that is really good. So I'm going to pass you over to Bidhen to talk about some of the clever innovation that we used.
Hey, thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. So Sam came to us probably beginning of this year saying to me that we got a car park, and I've heard that there is, if you use hybrid solar street lights, there is going to be some saving on the energy. What is your opinion? And my opinion was, Sam, let's do a trial. It's seeing is believing. So this is the car park that we started working on. The first thing we did was ask Sam, can we get some drawings of the car park? So we can design, we do our own lighting designs and making sure it meets to the right lighting levels and so on and so forth. So the challenges were sustainable, cost-effective car park lighting solution. We went for the Gamma serial solar street light. Now the Gamma street light is directly in competition with your regular street lights that you would have in your normal car park. The only difference was, rather than being solar, we went for the hybrid solution. This is the first hybrid solution in the UK as far as we know of. So it's going to be quite a challenge to us when Sam writes a paper on it and finds out whether it's been saved or not, if there's been any saving. So the outcome was energy saving, reliance, carbon reduction. Why solar hybrid? This is mainly to do with the few of the other people spoke about depending on the grid and so on and so forth. It's trying to move it away from the grid. We've noticed that between 2027, 2027, we're looking that the grid will have a serious outage issues because of the improvement on the nuclear plants that the government has been trying to implement. Maintenance, maintain lighting during power outages. So when you've got the grid, having issues, it will still work on the solar side, because similar to a hybrid car, the solar street light works in a similar fashion. Visible commitment to sustainability. This is all about your CO2, your carbon footprint, and bringing your decarbonization goals that everyone is trying to achieve at the moment, and that's the buzzword, that how do we bring our carbonization down as quick as possible. So this was the scope of the project, full car park coverage, capacity of what the wattage was, the annual solar generation was about 102, grid requirement was up to about reduction of about 70%. Now there is a question about the 70%, which I'll later on come onto it as we go through the slides. Economy benefit: zero electricity bill for solar components, lower maintenance versus conventional lighting. We've had our solar lights out in the UK, and we've not had any issues where maintenance is concerned. Even though we tell the clients you need to maintain the solar lights or the vertical PVs twice a year just to give it a good clean up and just to check the batteries, but we've never had anyone come back to us. Now, as previous spokesperson spoke, it's about costing. It is costly at the moment, solar solutions, but because it's new technology, but as time goes by and more solar comes into the market, we can see the price of solar going down, and long-term saving for councils on budgets. This is to do with your electricity. Operation benefits: independence from grid, resilient during the blackouts, reduction on strain on municipal infrastructure, smart control and CMS compatibility, scalable for smart city integration. So one of the things we are also looking at when Sam spoke about livable cities is to do looking at the smart controls and the integration into smart city solutions. So you've got sensors and CCTV and so on and so forth. So this was a lighting design for Sam's car park. As you can see, the total lumens was 60,885. The lux levels was 13 lux, meets the British standard, uniformity comply with lighting for pedestrian and vehicle. This is the one that I was going to come back to. This is what we found when we did a couple of test studies on computer. We realized that through solar and hybrid, you're going to be reducing your energy consumption by 47%. I know it says 70, but the 47% comes from putting your CCTVs, your sensors, and whatever else, your Christmas decorations and other festive decorations. The other one is about the O2. It's the bringing down your carbon reduction by 47%. Significant saving on long term, both for energy and environment, and clear advantage over conventional 60-watt LED street light. The lights that Sam has, there are 60 watts. UK electricity, this is the risk that we're looking at. At the moment, the risk is low between 22, 25, 26, 27, 28. The growth demand will go up, but it's really that one there. The 29, 30s when we have the issues of outage issues. Hopefully, it's not going to happen, but you never know. It depends. All depends on how Hickley Point C what the delays are. Maintenance and lifestyle. Long life LEDs. Minimum saving on panel cleaning and battery checks and comprehensive warranty support. Key takeaways: cost savings, reliable, resilient, smart city, and what next? Sam,
I just wanted to add one thing. The reason I'm really pleased about the hybrid solution, it gives me certainty that during those darker winter months, I have a light all night long. And from that, we can grow it and start bringing it onto the public highway, not just in car parks. So there's some great innovation going forward. So yes, so what is next? Yes, there's hybrid solutions we want to look at. We're going to be doing adaptive lighting, a trial in Reading with Livable Cities and Solaris Lighting as well, moving forward. And
the other thing also, Reading Council came to us was about, we have all seen these. These are your commander sockets. And one of the issues that Reading and a lot of local authorities have is that you normally have to drill into your columns, and then you take your supply within your column. What we've done here is we've taken a NEMA socket, put an extension lead straight into your commander socket. So you're taking the power supply straight from your lantern, which is already there. So there's no need to start drilling into your columns. So we've done one for Mayflower, which Sam is using, and we also have done one for the NEMA sockets as well. So this is another solution. This is another innovative solution that Sam came to us and asked us, can you do something about this? Can you help us with this? And this is what we come out, and I think you've implemented these, right?
We have, and it's really good because what we do is we can move the cameras around, the CCTV cameras around quite easily. I'm not forever going back to M Group to have them drill a hole in, put a power supply in for the commander socket. So it's saving us money, time, and it's helping us move along. So we're 11 seconds over. Thank goodness I speak fast.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.